Hello, is anybody out there? This is Heather Chesky. I'm coming to you live today. This is Tuesday, so every Tuesday I do a business tip for my photographer friends out there. I am going to give this a couple minutes just to see who we can catch on, whoever's out there who wants to join live can. So if you are watching this, if you're listening, go ahead and post in the comment section who you are and where you're from and what kind of photography you do. I would love to hear. Today we're going to be talking about an awesome topic, something that I've been implementing in my business for the past 4-ish years, and it has really helped, and I'm very excited about sharing that information with you guys. So go ahead and let me know who's here. Say hi, send me some hearts, and tell me where you're from, and we'll go ahead and get started in the next couple of minutes. I just want to make sure everything is working right. So yay, Rhonda and Trinika, looks like you are here. Thank you so much for joining. It looks like everything is set up correctly, and I hope you guys can hear me. Last time I did this, I totally screwed up, and I left the Be Live, which is the app I'm using for this. I left that Be Live app right up in the screen. So I'm trying to make sure that it's not in the way this time, because I don't want to do that again. But basically, welcome guys. Thank you so much for joining live. If you are watching the replay, I super appreciate that. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch the replay. Let's see. I just want to make sure. Okay, awesome. I think we are ready to start. So basically today I'm just going to be giving you 5 tips, things that I've learned over the past couple of years running my business, but 5 tips to really learn how to accomplish your goals. So basically just to give you a little recap about who I am. Almost 5 years ago now, I actually was working a day job. It was a 9-to-5 job that was, honestly, it sucked the life out of me. It was not a good fit for me to be in. It was just one of those office jobs behind a computer, stuck all day, not using anything in terms of my talent or passion or creativity. And it just really sucked the life out of me. And my goal had been to quit that job to start photography full time. Well, as life happened, I was actually laid off from that job. And even though I was terrified then, it happened to be one of the greatest things that had happened. I had an 8-month-old baby. At the time, I now have 2, but then I had a baby, and my family really needed my income. We are a 2-income family, and basically I had a certain amount of money that I need to bring in every single week so that we could have groceries and pay for the mortgage and car payments and everything that you need to live off of. I was responsible for a large portion of that, and so my goal very quickly became, how do I actually make this work? How do I turn my photography passion into something that can financially bless my family? So basically today I want to share with you the 5 tips that I have learned throughout the years that helped me create that financial freedom in my just learning how to bring in money through photography to bless my family. So basically we're going to be talking about our goals and basically laying out a game plan to really help you accomplish your goals. I work with photographers now. I coach a lot of photographers, and something I've heard over and over and over again is how overwhelmed they feel. Like they have a to-do list that's miles long, or they have all these ideas floating around in their head and they just don't know how to implement it, or they don't know where to start. If that's you, I totally relate. Send me some hearts, press the heart button. Facebook really likes that, so press that as much as you want to. But basically, if you can relate to that, go ahead and let me know. You're not alone in that. So many photographers and so many creative individuals, for that matter, feel that too. So basically, my 5 tips, my 5-step process helps give you clarity in terms of defining what your goal actually is, and then knowing what you need to do to actually get that goal done. So basically, I'm just going to run through those 5 steps. I'm going to be referring to my notes here on the screen. So if you kind of see me look off camera, that's why. It's just because this stuff is so important. I don't want to miss any of it. But basically, the first step in really accomplishing your goal is to actually One is, well, let me back up first. So basically, we become so overwhelmed with our goals that it's like we look so far off in the distant future that we get so overwhelmed and we don't do anything at all. I used to be a huge time procrastinator. I'm sure some of you are procrastinators as well. It's just, it's something that happens when we feel overwhelmed. We just get stuck and we just don't know what to do to move forward, so we do nothing. So basically, the whole premise of what I'm going to be showing you today is to basically take your goal and have your goal be a 30-day increment. So basically, look at your goal for the next 30 days. So basically, so a lot of people make New Year's resolutions, and I think that's kind of silly because that gives you a whole 12 months, a whole entire year for this goal. And that can be so overwhelming to kind of keep up and keep the momentum going to accomplish that goal. So I actually teach you guys how to break your goal down into 30-day increments and focus on whatever task you need to for those 30 days. And that's actually really key because one, it helps you become less overwhelmed. And two, because the time period is a lot shorter, you're a lot less likely to procrastinate because you just basically don't have as much time to get your goal done. So you're not going to waste time doing things that aren't going to lead to the accomplishment of your goal. So basically, as we're looking at this, we're in the first week of June right now. So this is totally applicable to start this right now and just have your goals be for for June, and then kind of repeat this process in July, August, and on throughout the year. So now that we know we need to focus on a goal for the next 30 days, the next thing you need to do is actually, declare what your goal is. Now, this can be anything for photographers. A lot of times we have goals like in terms of how many weddings we want to book or how many people we want to photograph, or, a lot of coming from the background I came from, like a lot of my goals were financial because I had a very real purpose to what I was making in my photography company that would then go to my family. So basically you want to choose a specific goal for the next 30 days to focus on. For the purpose of this video, we're going to do a money goal, a financial goal, just because I like to, it just makes it easier, and a lot of us have financial goals. So basically, you decide on a number and you make that number non-negotiable. So basically, let's just say for the purpose of this example, our goal is $4,000 for the next 30 days is something that you want to make, and that number is non-negotiable. Like you are totally committed to making that $4,000 and you will not let anything get in the way of that. So the next part then is to actually give your goal number, that financial goal number, a purpose. So I hear a lot of photographers that, they say they want to make $3,000 every month or $5,000 or $10,000 every month. And that's awesome to have that goal, but then they have no purpose or meaning behind that specific number. So I'd like you guys to go ahead and get really clear on why you chose that number. So basically you have your own, your reoccurring monthly fees, or maybe you're trying to save up for, an upcoming workshop that you'd like to attend, or maybe you want to save up for a family vacation, whatever that is. But the point is to just give your financial goal a purpose and make sure you're super clear from the very start what you are going to use that money towards, because then that gives you, you're connected to that number more emotionally, because then you actually see how it can affect your day-to-day life. So basically, let's just say, for the purpose of this example, our goal is $4,000 and we want the $4,000 because, okay, we're going to have to save 30% of that for business expenses. And then you really want to save up for, an upcoming workshop that you'd like to go on. So, the rest of it is going to be saved for that workshop because, education can be expensive, totally worth it, but you do have to save up for it. So then we move on to step number 2, and that is actually being super clear about what needs to take place so that you can reach your goal number. So in other words, how many sessions will you have to photograph, or how many weddings do you actually need to book to reach that goal number? Now, obviously, this will vary depending on, your in whatever your photography niche is, or whether you focus in on more on weddings or portraits or a combination of both. But basically, it's okay, how to reach that $4,000 goal? Do you need to have 2 portrait sessions? Do you need to have 3 portrait sessions with your average sale? Or do you need to maybe book 2 new wedding clients? So what do you actually have to do in order to reach that goal number? And in this part, I actually really encourage you guys to go ahead and choose things that actually excite you so that you're more likely to do them. Early, I think it was in the first or second year in my business, I was actually, taking on every single client that would even, reach out to me. It didn't matter what it was. And I photographed a couple of newborns, and gosh, guys, I'm just not a newborn photographer. I love my babies, but I cannot photograph babies, basically. And so doing a newborn session caused me a lot of anxiety, and I just wasn't happy with my work. And it was just, there's so much that goes into it, and that's not for my particular niche. So I learned, if I didn't enjoy doing it, then I just had to like remove that from my plate, or, not photograph that specific niche anymore, because I would be less likely to go out and book newborn clients, because I basically didn't enjoy it. So I found, other sessions that I enjoyed photographing, and I focused in on, how can I get more seniors to photograph, because that's what I really enjoy photographing. So I encourage you here at this point to really be specific in choosing to take on tasks that actually excite you, because you'll be more likely to attain your goals if you actually like what you're doing. Then the third step, after you've declared, what your goal number is, and then after you figure out, okay, what actually needs to happen to reach that goal number, is then to actually step 3 is to be super specific and lay out that large goal and kind of break it out into smaller segments. So basically 30 days is a month. So basically from this point, you take that goal and break it out into week periods, because we have 4 weeks in a month. So basically you decide, okay, what am I going to do week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4? What do you need to do in those specific weeks so that you can reach that goal? So these are more like your weekly task. So let's say your goal is to book 2 new weddings, because with the amount that you have down for a wedding client to actually book you, you'll reach that $4,000 goal or whatever it is. So maybe you have a bridal show coming up later this month. So your goal then is to actually how do you actually make your booth more appealing to brides, or maybe how do you actually collect their email addresses, and then figuring out what do you need to do to follow up with those brides after the bridal show, so that you can kind of meet them in person, see if you're a good fit, and then hopefully they book you. So this part is really like, what are the specific weekly tasks? And honestly, this part you can break it down even further into daily tasks, which is what I do, and be super specific about what you do when, so that you can reach your goal. This is where blogging would come into handy. This is like if you do in-person sales. This is selecting which products you want to show, or like actually educating your client on what's available at your studio. This is also a point where every Friday I try to follow up with every single inquiry that I had, and because if you follow up, that actually really helps grow your business as well, because not too many photographers are actually following up with their inquiries. So basically you can do any task here would go in these, weekly columns. So what you need to do on a week by week basis. I like to break it down day by day basis, so that you can keep gaining momentum to reach that big financial goal of yours. And then the next step number 4 is to actually declare your goals. And this is something that I actually really enjoy doing. It's probably one of my more favorite parts, but then also is a little bit challenging. And basically, I want you guys to know that your words have power, and what you say have power. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is that, there's life and death in the power of your tongue. And that is so true, because what you choose to speak over yourself and over your business, what you choose to speak then in turn shapes your reality. So it's up to you to declare your goal. It's up to you to declare what you want. And then, kind of like base your actions off of what you're declaring. It surprises me how many photographers I work with who say things like, okay, well, I'm trying to do this, or I would like to do this. And basically that shows a level of just lack of faith, or just uncertainty that you actually can have what you want. So basically, step number 4 is to actually treat your goals as facts, as if they've already happened, as if they are already meant to be yours, and it's just a matter of timing. I love to use this example when I'm talking about this. This actually just happened last year, where my family is on this path about getting out of our debt, which is a great path to be on. And so last year we had this one credit card, and it was my goal that past year to pay off that card completely and not have to pay it off in addition to my normal salary and normal expenses and all of that. So I remember telling my husband that, my goal was to completely pay this card off, by the end of the summertime. And I did it. He first thought I was crazy because it was a lot of money. But I set that goal to pay it off. And guys, like, I paid off $11,000 in 5 months. And that was on top of what I was already making. This was, on top of the money that I was already bringing in for my family. And I would have never done that had I not already decided that that was my goal, to pay off that particular credit card, and move forward. And I treated that particular goal as fact, as if, I already had it. It was just a matter of when. And so I knew what the credit card amount was, obviously. And then I broke it down into like how much I wanted to pay off each month. So within 5 months, I had it completely paid off, and I would have never been able to do that had I not, first declared that I was going to do it. Like, I would have had such different results if I was just going, I think I'm going to try to pay that off, but I don't really know if I can, we'll just see. And that right there shows a lack of faith. That shows uncertainty. So this part is really all about treating your goals as if they've already happened, as if they're already meant to be, treating them as facts. So I personally love to use affirmations, and I have a set of affirmations that I write out every single day, that I read throughout the day and in the morning and the evening. And this just kind of solidifies what I am working on that month. And if you haven't done that yet, I highly encourage you to do that. And it can be super short, one sentence phrases, or it can be an entire paragraph. I've done both. But basically, it's like what you are focusing on, and you just want to kind of meditate that on every single day, every single spare moment you can, so that you are more open to actually seeing the possibilities of how you can actually achieve that goal. So basically, tip number 4 is just to declare your goals as if they've already happened, and that's going to make a huge impact. And then this brings us to the final step, which is tip number 5, or step number 5, which is to actually track the income you're bringing in, or track your celebrations. This is huge because when we're running our own business, it's so easy to get down in the dumps, or get frustrated, or just a little disappointed when things don't happen the way we would like them to happen. I don't know if you guys can relate. Send me a heart if you can relate to that. But that happens to me from time to time, where, I have this big goal, and, sometimes I don't hit it. And so I get a little bit down on myself. So basically, the whole point of tracking tracking your wins and your celebrations is just to give you something that you can reference later on when you are in those lower points, that you can look back on and like, you know what, I am making momentum. I am making a difference. I am bringing in more money, where you can actually see what you're doing. So I actually like to track, honestly, I like to track every single penny that comes into my studio and into my business. I actually use an app to do this. And every time I have an awesome sale or whatever it may be, I book a new wedding client, I kind of track my income. And this is great because then, a lot of my goals are financially related. So if I have like an off week, I can look back at that app, and I can see what I've already brought in, and like, okay, you know what? It's not so bad because last month I had my highest grossing month ever. So, it's okay to have these low points because, not too long ago, I had some really high points, and I'm going to have those high points again because I just had it. So step number 5 is to really just print out a sheet of paper where you can just kind of track all of, the income that's coming in, all of the inquiries that are coming in, anything that actually moves your business forward, so that you can kind of see the growth of it over time. And basically, guys, I have all of this all in a freebie for you. So basically, I have a PDF. It's 9 pages long, I believe. And basically, if you liked this, if you want to kind of get this little freebie for you, that link is in the post section. So you're more than welcome to click on that, sign up for it, and it'll be sent to your email right away. But basically, I went over those 5 steps that are in that PDF. And basically what I do with this PDF is I print it off at the start of every month, and I go through it myself. I actually have a whole page in there where you can track everything that comes in, and it kind of like gives you directions on how to do it. So if that's something that you would like, go there, get that, print it out, read through it, and basically, start making an income with your money. I want you guys to know that, the dreams that you have, the passions that you have, they are worth pursuing. And I don't want you guys to give up on that. I don't want you to give up on yourself because, had I given up on myself, during the hard times, I would never be here today. And I honestly, guys, I love my business. I love what I'm doing. I love the impact that I am making. And I am just so blessed and honored that, that I didn't give up. So I really want to encourage you guys to not give up. Sure, we fall down, but, get yourself back up, shake it off, and start, make new goals and keep pursuing that. So basically that's all I have for you today. I wanted to go through those 5 tips as far as, how you can, basically create your own goal and then actually accomplish it in a 30-day time period. To give you a quick recap, it's basically to, 1, declare what your goal is. I like to do numbers as my goal. Basically, I have a goal number of what I want to bring in for my business every single month, and that's my goal. And then you got to give that number a purpose as to what are you going to be doing with that money once you have it. Step 2 is just to clarify what needs to take place so you can actually accomplish those goals. So that breaks down to, okay, how many sessions do you need to photograph, or how many weddings do you need to book? Whatever it is, what are the things that you need to do in order to bring in that money? Step number 3 is then to break it down even further on the weekly tasks. So if you need to, book, if you want to book more portrait clients, okay, maybe you focus in on more blogging and then tagging your clients on social media, or you do more behind the scenes, or, you follow up with all of your past clients and see if they would like an updated family portrait. You do all of those things so you can, book 4 sessions that month so you can reach your financial goal. Step number 4 is to declare your goals, which is my favorite, to treat your goals as fact, because if you don't treat your goals as fact, they're not going to happen. Basically, you have to believe that you can achieve it, and then work your butt off to get it done. So basically, treat your goals as fact, as if you already have it, and it's just a matter of acting as if you already have it. And then step number 5, it says track and celebrate all of your wins, because we all have low points, and when you track all the good stuff that is happening, it really just kind of gets you out of that funk. One of the things actually that I started recently doing, I didn't even plan on sharing this, but I will go ahead. But I have my alarm set every night at 9 p.m. And basically, I have like a gratitude list that I write out every single night. So basically every single day, at the end of every day, when my alarm clock goes off at 9 p.m., I track, or I write out 3 things that I'm grateful for that day, because a lot of my goals are in terms of finances and what I want to do with the money that I'm bringing in. I make it a point to have, to think of things that I'm grateful for that relate to finances or breakthroughs or money, and just have this sense of gratitude and contentment, but just abundance right here, right now. Even if, my goal has yet to be seen yet, I'm still practicing that gratitude. So that's a great practice to put in, to practice yourself. So basically that is it. I hope you guys got value out of this. If you did, send me some hearts. If you have questions, go ahead and, leave them in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and read through that really quick. Hey, Finn, I'm so glad you joined. So that, Finn, that PDF is what I was actually talking to you about the other day. That is linked in the comment section. So go ahead and click on that link and put your name and email, and that's going to be emailed to you right away. So you can have that basically instantaneous, and you can start working on it. Finn, I know you do hair and makeup, so the PDF is pertaining more towards photographers, but basically you can translate the goals into any creative industry that you're in. So you can totally do it. Oh, yeah, you got it and you're printing it. Awesome. Okay. So I'm so glad that you guys joined. Please feel free to share this, tag your photographer friends in this. I really, want to reach more photographers, really just encourage them in the growth of their business. I love working with other moms, specifically moms who feel like their kids rule their lives, and just like they have no time because everything they do is wrapped up in what their kids are doing, and changing diapers or being the taxi driver or taking them to sports or whatever, because that's basically where I'm at in life right now. And so this whole idea of tracking your goals for 30 days and having that specific goal and only working on a task that will lead you to the accomplishment of your goal is huge, because guys, we don't have time. Basically we all feel like, there's just never enough time to get done what we want to get done. And so that's where being super clear about your goals is huge, because then you know what you're doing when, and you just have that clarity. And the more clarity you have, the less frustration and the less overwhelm you have, which is the whole point of this, is so that you can actually pursue your passion without the overwhelm, without the frustration, without the, I don't know what I'm doing or what to do next, and just feeling so ucky. So I hope you guys like this. Go ahead, share it, send me some hearts, because Facebook likes that. Again, thank you for joining live. If you're watching the replay, thank you for joining the replay. And if you have any questions, post them in the comment section. I'll be sure to look through that later and answer your questions. All right, everyone have a nice day. Bye.